So, a lot of tech YouTubers in the YouTube video are talking about this all new the MacBook Air M4, and even though that this is one of the best devices that you can pick up in the year 2025, I just wanted to make a video about this device because not everything that is overhyped might be the best one that suits your need, and maybe there are some alternatives that I just wanted to talk about in this video because I was in the same deciding factor as you guys, because I know that this is the only reason that you would click this video over here. But yes, I was in the same deciding factor that whether I should go for this all new MacBook Air M4, the 13 inches one, because this is one of the lowest price at about 13.99 Canadian dollars, or whether I should put some more money or buy the 13 inches one with more storage, or at that point actually whether I should consider something like the MacBook Pro, the M4 one, or the 14 inches one with 512 gigabyte of the storage. That is again the base one over there. Now the thing is that even though that both of these devices are really a good one, and typically you would find the MacBook Pro, the 14 inches one, the new one from Apple itself, to be at a higher price. So that is why I wanted to make this video, because specifically I was able to buy an all new MacBook Pro, the M4 one with 14 inches one at just about 1649 Canadian dollars, and that is why I wanted to make this video, just so that you can make a deciding factor as well. Now the number one thing that I want to discuss about in this video is the fact that if you go for a base variant of the MacBook Pro, or not the MacBook Pro actually, the MacBook Air, the M4 edition with 256 gigabyte of storage, it will cost you about 13.99 Canadian dollars, and including that you just need to pay extra for the taxes. If you are in Canadian market, in Ontario it might be 13%, if you are in Alberta it might be 5%, and again the taxes, it just varies according to the different regions around the world. And if you just want to go with that base variant, the only problem that I see with that base variant is just that it has got just 256 gigabyte of internal storage, and that is one thing that is never upgradable on this MacBook Air M4, and that is the saddest story. And that is why I was very confused about what device that I should really go with. But the solution to this thing is rather very simple, and you can just put some extra money on top of the base variant, and you can go with a 512 gigabyte of the variant along with 16 gigabyte of RAM. That is also standard for the base variant of the MacBook Air as well. But now the thing is that the price of that very product now goes up to 16.99 Canadian dollars, and at that price you can get a lot of laptops on the Amazon marketplace, or maybe Best Buy, or maybe on the Target store, or maybe even Walmart, or maybe there are some other open box websites online as well. And even if you go to Best Buy or Amazon, you would be able to get a few products as an open box deal as well. And trust me, I got one for my own personal use, an open box device, and it just had about 3 charges when I purchased that device. And you would not believe I was able to get the 14 inches MacBook Pro in a silver color, or even I would be able to get the very same thing in a black color as well. But I just preferred a silver one just because of less scratches and smudges that you get on this device. But I was just able to get this device for about 1649 Canadian dollars. That is $50 less than if I was purchasing the MacBook Air, the M4 one with 512 gigabyte of the version. Now the thing is that the advantages and the perks that you get out of this MacBook Pro, the 14 inches one at this insane price, are just too much to ignore. And again, it is priceless, and at the same time you get a lot of features like a better display, higher nits of peak brightness, and also the thermal cooling that is also available on this the MacBook Pro 14 inches one as well. The speakers are good, and also at the same time you also get a lot more ports on this MacBook Pro 14 inches, and especially the fact that this thing has got an additional micro SD card that is baked into the device. I think so that it is a big thing for me at least. And also out of the box, I think so that the MacBook Pro, this 14 inches one, it does come with a faster charger, and that is something that I'm just amazed about this device. Now there is nothing wrong with this all new MacBook Air M4, and especially the base variant with, I think so, it has got 10 core of CPU and 8 core of GPU is perfectly fine for most of the people. But the only thing is that the sustained performance is something that would be missing out of these MacBooks, and that is just because of a lack of a fan on these MacBooks. And also at the same time, these MacBooks are the ones that I used in the past as well. I think so. The last one that I used in the recent time was the M2 MacBook Air, and the only problem with these devices is that when you are scrolling through the feed on these MacBooks, you do see a bit of jitter when you are just jumping from one frame to the other one, and that is one thing that can be fixed in a few softwares. But if you're like me and if you're using a free software like the iMovie is the one that I use for my personal usage, you would just notice it more than ever, and that is one thing that I just do not want to share as an experience with the people who are asking me to buy a new device, and again at a price that is $50 cheaper than a brand new MacBook Air. I think so you should consider an open box device. Again, this is not a sponsored video by openbox.ca. The only reason that why I keep on mentioning about these people is just because that I was able to get my MacBook from the same source. I visited their physical store and I was satisfied with the services, and I think so that openbox.ca is one of the best one that I have seen as an alternative, at least in Canada. Now back to the main point, I think so that for $1649 it is a very good price that I got for my laptop, and the reason that why I wanted this laptop was just because I wanted to wait for the M6 versions of the latest laptops. The previous one that I had was the M1 MacBook Pro, and that one started to get a lot of boot panic issues, and I just had to sell that device back to Apple itself just so that I can get a gift card in exchange. And I just did not want to sell a laptop that is faulty to anyone on the Facebook marketplace or maybe some other marketplace applications. So yes, I think so that I made a very good decision, and at about $1649 it was a very cheap price for me, and actually I could save enough money out of this device to be able to buy an extra the Apple Care Plus for my laptop as well. So I think so that it was a win-win situation, and especially I think so the MacBook Air is again a good device, but if you're someone who is a UX designer who just needs a lot of GPU load on their laptops, I think so that you need some kind of thermal solution just like what I need for my day-to-day work. And also when you're editing videos and when you have some longer feeds to be edited, I think so again you need some kind of thermal solution on the laptop. But that does not mean that the MacBook Air M4 would not do the job for you, and I think so that the difference is not too much, but the only thing is that there would be some kind of thermal throttling on the MacBook Air M4. But also the fact that you are saving an extra $50 out of this device is also one thing that is amazing, and that is why I just wanted to make this video so that I can share my experience. Again, a lot of people would hate me about making this video and saying, you know, you do not know anything, just buy the MacBook Air M4, it is a new one. But again, I just want to make this video, and the people who are watching this video are, I think, the people who just came here for a first-hand experience of someone using an open box device, or maybe they just want an opinion that whether they should buy the MacBook Air M4 or maybe the MacBook Pro M4. And I think so that this is one of the most genuine advices that you can get on YouTube right now, and this is just beyond all the hype that has been created around this MacBook Air M4. And yes, it is a very good device, but I think so for $50 less you can get a lot of options on Amazon and Best Buy and all the other marketplace options, and that is a good decision to go. Well, that was all that what I wanted to share about in this video. My name is Anshul. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.